Well, your book is a fascinating read, but there's another thing that you have created, which is, ladies and gentlemen, the way that I receive my news on a daily basis. Michael Levine created a news alert service that goes via email called the LBN News Alert, and it actually goes to about
163,000 people. If I just may, and I don't normally do things like I'm going to do right now. I'm just going to get off subject for a second. I just want to mention I have just watched some of what you've seen about Path Connect. I knew a little bit about it. Ryan's a friend. And I think it is extraordinary opportunity. It is an extraordinary opportunity. And I also created something 4 years ago that began with 500 influencers. The idea was that there are people on the planet who influence others to a far greater degree than many. And those don't have to be necessarily wealthy people. For example, a hairdresser in a local city can be an influencer.
Yes.
And so what we did is we started this daily breaking news email. Goes out 7 days a week, Christmas and New Year's, and you get it every day by email, and it's free. And it tells you breaking news in the world. It's kind of like CNN meets the Variety. It's Hollywood news. It's stuff that people who are influencers want to know before you see it on CNN. You get the breaking news. And this started with 500 people, and now is up to 163,000 people. And that's pretty good. But let me tell you about some of the kind of influences that are on it. 500 published authors, 6 U.S. senators, 12 members of the White House staff, mayors of the cities of Miami, Atlanta, Seattle, 22 foreign countries. It's read now in Korea, Iraq, Italy, Spain, Germany, all over the world. And I would like to have the ability, if I could, to offer it to your wonderful friends here
Absolutely.
today. I think you'll find it very, very useful.
And we want to thank you because very recently I checked my news alert and I saw that Visalis had sponsored it. And Michael didn't tell me that. So Visalis has now been heard about by how many people in the White House, foreign countries? 163,000 people, thanks to this man here. Now, Michael, one last thing that I'd like to ask you, and you've obviously witnessed the media, you've been a participant in the media, and you've been an influencer of the media. What do you think about Path Connect, and what do you think about Path Connect's ability to actually go out there and make a difference? What do you think about that?
Well, it has, as I think many in this room would assess, an extraordinary opportunity, right? But opportunities are funny things. You know, many are called, few are chosen. And there are a lot of people in the world that we've all known, our friends and our family, that had a lot of potential. And they just, for whatever reason, some people go into that category, it's an interesting category of almost. They just didn't quite, they didn't become the Al Pacino. So it's got a great potential. How it's used and managed will be defining. How people, and then of course how the message is gotten out. Today, whether this is a good, bad, or neutral thing, friends, the truth is that in any business today, it's all about the marketing. It's all about the marketing. You've got to get your message out. A 12-year-old boy today receives more messages in an hour than his grandfather did in a week.
Wow.
In a week. See, for those of us who are, our dad did not go home at the end of a busy day, come home and open up his mailbox and get a Victoria's Secret catalog in the mail. That didn't happen. Today, there is what I would refer to as a data smog. You're being inundated every hour of every day, of every minute, and so it's hard. You got to break through. Path Connect has a tremendous potential, and it's got to be well managed, and you've got to constantly show people how it can serve them.
Now, isn't this amazing, ladies and gentlemen? Like we said, when we want the best advice, who do we go to? We go to the very top. We mean business here, and Path Connect will be on the map very shortly, and I think Michael Levine might have a piece of that, and might have a piece of that process. Michael, is there any last words that you can share with our audience, who are marketers, who are people that are out there sharing a message day in and day out, on the telephones, via their internet, on email, text messaging, instant messaging? These are messengers in our audience. What can you share with these messengers?
It's a great question.
Yes.
May I stand up?
No, please, help yourself.
That's a great question. I would encourage you to recognize that today's messages have to be delivered in ways that are passionate and creative and relentless, and they have to speak to people with the end user benefit in mind. Stop trying to concentrate on sending out messages that brag about how great you are, and keep telling people over and over and over again how you can serve them. What's their benefit? Make it all about them, not you, you. Nobody gives a rat's ass that you're the fastest growing, you're the biggest, you're the small. Nobody cares. It's how can you bring benefit to their life, be of service to them, make their experience a bigger and better and greater one. The other thing that I would like to say, if I may, is that I've come to conclude that life, that the centrality of life, personally and professionally, is rooted in one question with two parts. And I would like to share it with you. And it's my belief that until you can answer this one question with a clear voice, without hesitation, you're basically driving around in a circle in a cul-de-sac. One question, two parts, same question, personally and professionally. May I share it with you? Thank you. The question is, what do you most want, and what are you willing to give up to get it? The question is, what do you most want in your life, and what are you willing to give up to get it? Until you can answer that question with conviction, with clear voice, without hesitation, you are, in my opinion, driving around in a cul-de-sac. So that becomes, in personally and professionally, the question. I think it's very interlinked with your great mission of Path Connect. Thank you very much.
Thank you. Michael Levine, ladies and gentlemen. Ladies and gentlemen, he will be a resource to us. Thank him and welcome him. Thank you very much, sir. Appreciate it.